Dr. Real TV, another reaction. Got KS today, Kevin Samuels. See, I figured it out. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. I figure out what the real reason why Kevin Samuels get a bad rap from women. Because a lot of the stuff that women say can be disproven. Like, he never ever said a single mother can't get a man. He never said this about women. I figured it out. What people really hated about this man. He introduced marriage being the most important thing in the dating market. Women always say, oh, I can get a man, any man I want, but they were never talking about being married. So now when it's like, oh no, that don't matter, what you mean? Now women didn't know how to respond to it. When did he say single mothers can't get a man? He never said this. You know what I'm saying? But this is what you'll hear women say, because that's what they heard. Because he was telling you probably gonna have to do something to get this man. And women don't want to hear that. They won't even approach a guy first. So telling a woman that she has to do something to get a man is toxic masculinity and all these things that they call Kevin. Real talk. Let's get into this call. This was about, the show was mothers and daughters. It was basically about how mothers sabotage their daughters. You know what I'm saying, basically.
What did I get wrong?
I actually don't think you got anything wrong.
Okay. Go ahead.
Actually, I kind of like to add to, like, I don't know, like, I kind of like to add to the conversation as far as, like, mothers not destroying their daughters, but, you know, hold on. Like, yeah, like, not destroying their daughters, but having some type of animosity towards their daughters, like they want to be better. Not, like, well, better than them, in a sense.
If you go to my video that I did about Delia King, which should have a lot of views, way more than it does. That's neither here nor there. The post started off with her making that type of complaint. She was complaining about how she could have done way more things in life, but she had kids. And she was masking it in, like, talking about her baby daddies, but really it just sounded like bitterness and resentment towards your kids. You know what I'm saying?
You mean?
Like,
go ahead. Go ahead and say what you mean.
As an example, like, my grandmother, for instance, with my mother before she passed, you know, my mom was a single mother. She had me at 15. And she, you know, my mom always wanted to get ahead or go to school or whatever, and she kind of kept her in this box. Like, oh, you know, well, you can't leave, or I need you, or whatever, but it kind of wasn't beneficial to her life. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I kind of see it that way, like what you're saying. Like, and even my aunt today, with my grandmother.
Maybe she's just not a good storyteller because she's mixing two different things. She's like, her mom had a baby at 15, but her mom wanted her to stay there. Like, where you come from?
They're like seeing it from my grandmother. I see those traits in my aunt. She's like, I want to move to Texas, but I can't leave my mother.
Say it again. I want to move to Texas, but I can't leave my mom.
Yeah, like, I see that. And
Well,
it's like, I don't know where.
A lot of times women feel like they gave up their youth for their kids.
That's what Delia said.
Right.
Like, it's almost like you owed your mom. It's like a lot of women, their mothers feel like you owe them for being born and for you raising them. And
Remind me of this. I'm gonna stopping. It remind me of this Steve Harvey thing I seen. This lady, and I wasn't even mad at her. She's like 50. She wanted to get liposuction, right? And she wanted her kids to help pay for it. Like, yo, it's $5,000. Y'all two can put $2,500 apiece when y'all the reason why the body is like this. I felt her. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody might have a problem with that. I didn't. The son was willing to put the money up. The daughter wasn't. I felt her. I don't know. But this is basically what he was talking about.
honestly, you don't owe your mama nothing. Your mama should have had a husband And then whatever she was due, she should have got from her husband.
Which, and that part true too.
Right.
Even in the example, he just checked me for what I said about the lady with the what's her name. But she ain't got no husband, Kevin. I'm saying that the kids is the husband. That's a bad thing, but they still should have put the money up for that light bulb.
What's your relationship was like? What is your relationship like with your mom?
Before my
passed.
mother passed away, I mean, we had like a conflicting relationship, I guess you could say. But she was still young though too, so it was kind of like a kid raising a kid.
Not kind of. She was
children?
15 when she had you.
I have children now, yeah.
Are you single or are you married?
I'm not married, but you know.
So you're single.
Yeah.
So what? Do you have any daughters?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
Okay, so what are you gonna do with her?
I mean, I'm gonna encourage her to go to school. You know, I finished college.
Okay.
But I'm gonna encourage her to go to school, you know. But if like, you know, like I guess, I mean, everyone's biased, but I'm not like to the point where I'm gonna say, you know what, you need to go to school and you need to do this and that because, you know, you're just not gonna make it anywhere in life.
Well, so if you understand what you didn't get, and
Right.
what is school gonna? School is something that you do. Okay.
Yeah.
But what about relationships?
Right. I mean,
That's what I'm asking. What are you going to recommend your daughter do?
I think where he's about to go is important because I feel like a lot of women don't understand this because, like y'all, I'm a feed into it today. You know what I'm saying? When women say, "Oh, I just don't like the delivery." Okay, well, men don't care about your degree is about to get delivered a way different way. That you may understand what a person's actually saying to you if you don't want to process it that way. Because you're not stupid, especially if you have a degree. You have processed what people are actually saying, but you just don't want to. So it's about to be delivered in a completely different way.
For relationships, because if you know you and your mom had a contentious relationship and you're not married, what is school going to do for your daughter?
it's not gonna do anything for a relationship.
You heard what this lady just said. She said it's not gonna do anything for a relationship. So now, when you are saying why you are who you are and you the shit, and you telling a man that's why, and you throw that in, it's a good thing for you. It is. But for the relationship, not so much. Especially if you don't plan on most women, I ain't gonna say most women, but a lot of women do plan on paying bills too. But for the ones that just plan on getting taken care of with a master's degree, okay, for you, you're not even using your degree for this guy. So therefore, he really don't care. Like, you got a master's degree, and you use that master's degree to get a great job, but now I'm less of a man if I don't pay all of your bills anyway. So why does your degree matter? How's it benefiting me as a man if I'm with you and I'm doing everything? How's it benefiting me? My girl smart? Okay. So that's what people are saying, but a lot of women just don't want to hear it or whatever, but you're gonna hear it one way or the other.
You got a college degree and no husband. Anybody can be a baby mom. It's like anybody can go to college. It is more important to be married than go to college because most people have jobs. We got people who come into this country illegally, who surpass the people who've been in here for generations because they have family.
And also, let's not act like they don't get helped in that. Like, it's people, they had like a thing in New York where it's a homeless people. They were not homeless, but immigrants. They were putting up immigrants in hotels. You know how many homeless people living in New York? So come on now.
Alone as a single woman with a baby. Are you making over $100,000 a year?
I'm not.
Then, ma'am, you are doing it all by yourself.
Which a lot of women are okay with saying they're okay with doing, but really they complain outwardly, so they're not okay with doing it. But they say they are, but they're really not, and that's why you hear the complaints. A lot of women don't complain. A lot of women don't complain about men. That may sound crazy, but a lot of women don't complain about men. But a lot do. The fact that it's like 50-50, the 50 that do dominate. 50% is high.
Not be better to
And we ain't talking about taking a test. We talking about shooting jumpers. You shoot 50%. This ain't no test. You know what I'm saying? This is not a test. You shooting 50%. I mean, 50% of women complain about men. That's a lot. That's every other woman you meet. But the 50% that don't, looking like, I don't, but she do. You know what I'm saying?
a husband and his mother and father and your mother and father and all of the extended family that comes along with nuclear families. Even if you were making middle class money, if you had 2 sets of grandparents and 2 sets of cousins, would it not be better than single mama degree by yourself?
It would be better, but then it's like, it would be better. I said,
But then it's what's the fear? What's the fear though?
I do, but I think it'd be better, like, if we could say it's better if we lived in this perfect world, right?
No, we could
But
say
we don't live-
no. I don't want that perfect world example. We could say it's better if women acted like
No,
y'all.
but seriously,
We could say
especially from where I come from.
we could say it's better if women acted like. It's not a perfect world. It's a matter of you ladies staying in your damn place and not leaving your relationships.
This is true, but I mean, men have to do the same though.
For whatever reason, it's a lot of people who, okay, let's put it like this. If you can't pinpoint some reason why this is happening, then I don't want to hear it. Like, I have somebody that I know, she just told me a story. I ain't gonna tell her business, but I'm gonna tell a little bit of her business. She said her baby daddy shot her. Her husband shot her. That's divorceable. That's worse than cheating. And I believe I would dive so far to say that he was cheating. And she said she wanted to leave him for that. And he tried to leave her. She survived, luckily. However, that's a good ground for divorce. It is. Got to give it to her. So let's say Tia Mowry. I don't know a good reason why you're divorcing. You should still be with your man. So if we're talking about Tia, cool. If we're talking about great bodily harm less than murder, divorce. You get me? So there's a medium there, but I don't even think, like, a lot of people who got cheated on should still stay. Not everybody, it's different variables, but some people should be in their relationship still. Period. Bottom line, end of discussion. And I gave you an example of as far as a celebrity.
In a sense.
What I want you to understand is this is the same bullshit verbal judo that y'all always do.
Mm-hmm.
And what he means by that is, I paused it in the middle of it, but she said men got to do it as well. So the verbal judo is what about men? That's the greatest verbal judo move in woman history. Like the verbal judo woman's champion of the world invented what about men. She mastered it. She could give it to you from any position. You could have her submit, about to tap out. What about men though? And then it's a reversal and you end up in the position. So that's the verbal judo he's talking about.
Today, so many women want to be stable before they're in a relationship. That makes no sense.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, that's what I mean. The general idea.
Did you hear what he said? He said, today, so many women want to be stable before they're in a relationship, and that makes no sense. Well, here's why it makes sense, and here's why it doesn't make sense. The reason why it makes sense is because most of the world should be like 50-50 people in this society. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people meet at their job. A lot of people just don't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? And we're now try to emasculate a guy based on him, the job he works. Like, he don't got it like that. He don't got a degree. He don't got whatever. You gonna keep making shit. Well, why don't you got a degree? You gonna keep moving the goalposts on him? He don't got a degree, but he got a job. He's not broke. He taking care of his family the best way he can. That might be 45, 50K. He's just not got it like that. And you don't got it like that either. And you might meet him and think he cute. Y'all just gonna have to 50-50 it for life. It's not he's less of a man and all this stupid shit. He's just don't got it like that. It's a lot of people who ain't gonna be rich. You know what I'm saying? So your stability should matter in a relationship to a lot of women, because you should be contributing for most cases. And most people are the most case, but they just don't want to feel that way because of all the tradition and all this shit. But in this culture of where they charge extra for everything and they're boosting up the price of rent, but minimum wage ain't going up and all that type of stuff, you're gonna have to contribute. A lot of people are. You understand what I'm saying? So it makes sense to be stable before you get in a relationship if you're going to use that stability in your relationship. But for all of these people who want to be taken care of and want a provider, well, why did you? It's almost like you wasted your time going and doing anything else other than learning men. You should have went to college for male studies or something like that, and not to turn around and be a psychologist and now call every man a narcissist. Like, a lot of women, I learned it. I'm gonna do a different video about this. A lot of women have used their degree just to disagree and not sound stupid. Because a lot of women take their emotions and that will make them sound stupid. But see, now it's college educated women who still sound stupid with their emotions, but they know how to word it perfectly. And when you break it down, it's really the same stuff as this other girl. You just smart. You use a couple more references to this emotion. You put a word on it, somebody may not even knew the definition of. They would have had to look like, oh, what you mean? What's internalized misogyny? Internalized for the, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and then when they go look it up, if they dumb, if they whatever, we ain't gonna call them dumb, but they just ain't know the definition. When they look it up, they be like, oh, that's the same thing as, you get what I'm saying? But you smarter than them, so you trick them with the wording. But nah.
Is like conditioned already.
So what I'm saying is, if your mother would have told you to get into a relationship early, marry earlier.
But what I'm saying is, Kevin, respectfully, and which is true for a lot of people, her mama didn't have no man. You understand what I'm saying? So why would she be telling her to do something that ain't her reality? She didn't know the importance of it. And her mention her grandma, but she ain't never say nothing about her granddaddy. So I don't even know if it might be 3 generations of not understanding men or the importance of having a man. A lot of women, the only reason why a lot of women say I don't need a man for shit is because they've never had a man for shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, of course you don't, because you can't need a man for shit. You'll be homeless if you needed a man for some shit, right? A lot of women, if they needed a man for some shit, they'd be homeless. So they don't need a man for some shit, but you don't understand the importance of needing a man for some shit either, because you ain't never needed a man for shit.
You wouldn't have a kid right now without a husband.
No.
That's my whole point. We have made it to the fact of where women can have children without husbands, and we made it okay.
Yeah, that's not okay.
And nobody want to touch this subject. This is how he gets hated. This is why, because a lot of people got kids and not husbands. So they look at it as a diss to them when really it's just a reality. Like, yo, But I'm the last thing I'm gonna say. A lot of women, if you talk to them about their kids, they talk about them like they're a mistake. I was young. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be talking about y'all kids like y'all don't really like y'all kids, though. I swear to God. I noticed that about a lot of women. Y'all talk about y'all kids like y'all don't like them. You love them, you don't really like them.
Well, so I'm asking you, what are you going to do different with your daughter?
My bad, Kevin. And I'm not mad at you because kids are annoying. People don't want to admit to that, but they are annoying. But people just can't say that publicly like I just did, but I just said it. They are annoying. Little kids, annoying. They are. So, like, everybody understands it. Like for real. Like, when I be taking my son, like, I pick my son up. My mom be like, I see why people don't take care of their kids. Kids is hard work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see why people don't take care of their kids. She funny, though. But she like, I see why people don't take care of their kids. Kids is hard work. You know what I'm saying? Right. And everybody doesn't do it. You get what I'm trying to say? So I feel y'all if you don't like your kids. But you gotta word it a little different. Just say they're annoying. I'll say it for you. They are.
You're not even telling her that a man is required.
Right.
I know it's right, but what are you going to do? Because to me, what it sounds to me like is you could just tell your daughter to go to get a college degree and she's going to follow in your same footsteps. She's going to be a single mother.
I mean, I feel like she could still go to school, but still, you know, be in a relationship again.
Which you absolutely can. You know what I'm saying? It's not like college ruins your chances to get in a relationship. That's not what anybody is saying. All men be saying, Kevin was ever saying, is that you probably didn't learn anything there that's really going to help you in your relationship. But if you did, then you really are a plus. And you knew that the whole time. But you also understand. You know what I'm saying? You get what men be trying to say when they mention that degree. If you learn something in college that would help you in a relationship, then that means you know and recognize all of the people who didn't. So you get why a degree wouldn't help in a relationship. And anything else you didn't get, if you've been watching this video up to here, then I broke it down to you about how women don't use their degree in the relationship.
Married. Like, I've seen stories where people get married.
What's more important? What's more important? School or marriage?
I gotta say this too. I owe Kevin Samuels an apology right now. I downloaded this in the lowest quality because I had to get the whole live and then clip it, and I was trying to save memory. If I ever do another Kevin Samuels reaction, we're gonna have Unc in HD. We're not doing this grainy. It's just a reaction video. You can hear it, but we ain't gonna put Unc in the grainy no more. I respectfully apologize for this, Unc. It ain't gonna happen again. We putting this video out, but it ain't gonna happen again, Unc. We gonna HD you. We ain't gonna just try to save memory. We should care more about your memory than my memory. You know what I'm saying? So come on. I apologize respectfully.
You can't have both. Pick one. Which is more important?
That's a hard decision, though. Just given.
Pick one.
Marriage is more important.
Do you really believe that?
I feel like it is. Because that, I feel
Well,
like
if you
that's
really believe that,
What do y'all think about that? Is marriage more important than going to school? A lot of people don't go to school or get married. So, is it important? In college.
If you really believe that, then you'll be prioritizing that in the way you talk to your daughter. I think you're saying that because you know it's probably the right thing to say, but I don't think you believe that.
She do.
No, I do believe it. I do believe marriage is like, I mean, because at the end of the day,
is it more important than going to college? Is it more important than going to college?
I think
yes.
The reason why we're on.
Is it more important than going to college?
Yes. It was a different era, different time, different everything. But my granddaddy dropped out of school in the 4th grade to help pay bills. Like, it's a different time. Like I said, when you was 10, back then you could get a job. He was working at a sawmill. He worked for some factory. He was getting money at 10. So, and he was married 60 years. He could barely read. You know what I'm saying? He could barely write. He could count because he could count. And they were married 60 plus years, so no.
It's more, I feel like it's more important to go to college because not everybody goes to college.
You think it's more important to go to college?
She said more important than going to college.
To be married and have a life.
Ma'am, you got a college degree, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so what? You got a college degree and no husband. Anybody can be a baby mom, just like anybody can go to college. It is more important to be married than go to college because most people have jobs. We got people who come into this country illegally, who surpass the people who've been in here for generations because they have family. You're alone as a single woman with a baby. Are you making over $100,000 a year?
I'm not.
Then, ma'am, you are doing it all by yourself. Would it not be better to have a husband and his mother and father and your mother and father and all of the extended family that comes along with nuclear families? Even if you were making middle class money, if you had 2 sets of grandparents and 2 sets of cousins, would it not be better than single mama degree by yourself?
Like just
50. We have a higher than 50% divorce rate, but 8 out of 10 times women initiate divorce. Women leave relationships, not men.
And a lot of times, I already broke that all the way down. We ain't even got to get into it no more.
See, what I want you guys to understand is I just asked a very simple question. Which is better, going to college or being married? She knows being married and coming from nuclear families on both sides is better, but she can't say it because it would invalidate what she's doing. So she has to say, no, you need college so you can have a job in case a man leaves you. But the problem is, you ladies are the ones that are wrecking your own homes. You ladies are the ones that are leaving. Men are doing what we're supposed to. Women are out of control today.
But I said that.
See, that's a little unrefutable. All you can say is, oh, but they cheating. You can't say nothing about that. Men ain't the ones leaving. So the whole have your own in case he leave you shit, he ain't gonna leave you. He's not.
That's why I said that. That's how we were conditioned to think, though. And I'm not discrediting that. That is 100% true.
Conditioned by whom? Conditioned by whom?
Women.
Conditioned by whom?
Conditioned by them. You know who whom is. You know who whom is, Kev. Let's not, please, respectfully. Let's not play this game. You know who conditioned them to do this. I ain't gonna say their names, but it's a color. And it's a history behind it. But we ain't gonna get into that. It's a whole different thing.
Just conditioned by the
family.
Whom? I mean, if we're gonna speak on a micro level.
I want about conditioned by whom? Men or women?
Women more so.
Okay, well then, ma'am, men can't do anything about that. You said that's who we conditioned, and I'm saying who did the condition?
Mothers,
grandmothers. Then don't say that's how we were conditioned. Say women conditioned us.
This goes into my theory. That even though people say the letter's not real. Okay, even though the letter's not real, Willie might have been a woman.
See, when you say we, that...
And anybody that don't understand what I just said, it went over your head. But Willie might have been a woman. I'm talking about Willie Lynch. Might have been a woman.
Puts me and men like myself and other men in that system. We don't want to be in your mother's and women's shit. We want you to hold the women responsible for conditioning you to be single mothers.
That's absolutely true, but also what I've seen in broken homes is women also condition their sons as well. So I wouldn't say it's only women. And I've seen it.
Ma'am, but if they're in a broken home, who broke that motherfucker? Who broke it? Who broke it? The husband, the mother, or the daughter? The mother or the mother or the no.
Yeah, she just tried the word salad, but he ain't let her do it.
The mother or the father? No monologue. No, it depends. Who broke it? The mother or the father?
Don't know, because if I go back
Bullshit.
to my grandparents,
Bullshit. The mothers
If I-
break
if
the
I
homes.
use my-
Bullshit.
no, if I use my
Bullshit. Women
grandparents-
continue. This is where the numbers come in. No,
Right.
this is where the numbers come in. I don't care about your micro. In general, who is leaving relationships today? Is it men or is it women? Who's filing for divorce, ma'am?
It's today, but we can't only look at
Yes,
today.
ma'am. Friday night. Okay.
Because it's
What number do you want to go?
We looking at today, sis. I ain't gonna let you do it. You ain't, this his show, but I'm not gonna do it. We looking at today.
Back to what number do you want to go back to? Because men have never been the one.
It don't matter what words you want to go back to, Kev. I'm a little different than you. I don't waste as many words. Listen, we gonna focus on today because it's today.
Breaking homes.
That's what I told her.
It is this bullshit that y'all believe. When? What do you want to go back?
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
let's stop right here. What? Stop right here. What point?
Let's stop when I said we gonna focus on today. It don't matter what point. Today, respectfully.
Stop. What point in time do you want to go back to so we can see? Give me a point in time.
You know what? Never mind. I take it all back. I want to argue now. I want to take it back to 1850. Let's take it back to 1850. Who was conditioning women then?
I don't know.
You can't tell me today, ma'am.
1960s, 70s.
1960s and 70s. In the black community, we were made at.
Before he gives a response, go watch my video about the birth of the modern woman. Go watch it.
A rate of 8 out of 10 up to 1965.
Okay.
So, what happened after that? No fault divorce, the Great Society, and government benefits, incentivizing women to be separate from their men.
But if we go off the basis of government assistance, it's majority of Caucasian women who are on government assistance.
Ma'am,
So
there's
we
a
can't
large.
say
Man, that is a
that's-
disingenuous statistic that a larger percentage.
What does that have to do with our community? If we see numbers in the other community and their marriage rates aren't as affected as ours, and it's more of them.
Of the population, percentage-wise, it's
Right.
a non-starter. Don't give me this Caucasian women. You tell me when we are surpassing white people, you can tell me the problems of white people. See, prior to 1965, we didn't need the government stuff. The only reason you need a government that much is because you don't want your man. See, what I'm trying to get you to understand is this is the mindset of women. They believe so much bullshit that's put into their heads by women. But the thing is, you said back in the day, men need to do what? What can men do? What can men do when women walk away?
What was it again?
What can men do when women don't walk? What can a man do if women are free to come and go as they please?
They can't do anything, but then that's kind of like,
It's actually dangerous. That's actually the way they made the court system and stuff is actually dangerous too, because a lot of men don't know how to deal with a divorce in any type of way, and they don't. And I mean that in a very the most negative way possible. If you understand what I'm saying. Like,
society has taken the control away from black men, which
No, ma'am. See, black men, society hasn't taken control because the same government benefits exist for white women, Hispanic women, Asian women, and Middle Eastern women. They stick with their men. It ain't society, it's your choice.
but the choice was pressured by society. We ain't gonna just dismiss what she talking about right now. No, we're not doing that.
Okay. But it's also been bred to.
And he admitted to it when he said that no fault divorce and all of the things he named pressured him into it. He know what she's saying is the truth, but she just ain't presenting it the right way. She making it sound like an excuse when it's not at all.
Draw the black.
Bred by whom?
It was bred. I mean,
Please stop saying by whom. Every time you say by whom, I should edit in a white person face. Respectfully. An old, like, racist white for like a slave master face.
We're talking about
the
that.
women, ma'am. Go back
We're
to
talking about that range.
no, ma'am.
Okay, it should be a woman.
We have already got. You keep trying to say we were conditioned by whom? Bred by whom? Bred by whom?
We were bred. It could be from the mothers.
Not could be, ma'am. Not could be. Not could be.
But you gotta understand.
There is no but. There is no
but.
but. And this is what.
The reason why he getting frustrated right now is because the show is about mothers conditioning their daughters. You know what I'm saying? So now he getting hot because it's like, yo, you trying to act like I'm not making a whole point when I be previous to me talking to you, I done already talked for 50 minutes on this subject, and now I'm talking to you about it, and we done talked for 20 minutes. So now you trying to act like what I'm saying ain't valid. He get mad now. You understand why he's turning up on her? This is why he's turning up on her. He's not just doing it just because. Women act like, oh, he was always disrespectful to women. No.
I want you guys to understand. This is why you should avoid women like this. They are incorrigible.
That's fine.
Facts, data, statistics don't matter. They don't want to be accountable. They cannot hold themselves accountable. It always has to be somebody else. It always has to be other society.
From the streets.
I'm a bitch
from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got. I get that money.
Yo, she's still talking. You finally shut up. She's talking now. Now she's saying she don't care. She's just saying whatever now. She was talking before.
It burns.
Oh. Why you do it like that? Why you do it like that?
You will never, ever get anywhere arguing back and forth with the white supremacists, the society,
It's a factor. It ain't it's a factor. You can't argue. You're right that you won't get anywhere arguing anybody back and forth with a person like that. That won't take any accountability, but you're not about to act like it's not a factor at all for anybody. Like, no, we're not doing that ever. We're not doing that on this channel. Do that somewhere else. Respectfully.
What chattel slavery, Jim Crow, black laws, segregation, and all other shit could not accomplish, feminism could.
And that right there is
Hello.
a fact. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's what my whole point. It is a factor, but you can't ignore that what he just said is the truth. You know what I'm trying to say? Because, yeah, the Willie Lynch letter detailed life for black people, but people say it's not real. So now we can say that ain't work, I guess, even though everything in there is literally working right now, but people say it's not real. So whatever, it's not real. So, okay, it didn't work. Then, if we talk about racism and oppression, it's too many black people who are successful themselves who will say, well, I did it. What about, I don't want to hear no excuses. And it's too many people who see those people who say, oh, what about this or that or that? I want to hear the excuses. And then it's too many pieces of shit that don't have anything to do with racism at all. Like the Pookies, the guys doing the shootings and killings, all this stuff. The people be like, well, they're not facing racism. They're just stupid. And then you don't have any excuse for it, to where we could say racism didn't even work, even though it's actively working, just like Willie Lynch letter. You get what I'm trying to say? But feminism, we know that that's working, and people can't say that it's not. Nobody can be like, no, that ain't no excuse. So he's right about what he just said. It's a factor. She wasn't all the way wrong. He shouldn't have been as harsh with her about that particular subject. But she was trying to. I told y'all why he got mad when it was happening. But as far as that particular subject, he could have been more sensitive to it, but he wasn't. He never was. But it's a lot of people like that because they're black and they made it up the corporate ladder and they were successful with their life. So they don't want to hear all that stuff, but it's still something that you have to hear. It's something. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that it's nothing. It's something. It ain't everything like some people try to make it, but it's something. Okay? I don't know the percentage. I don't even want to put the percentage on. I don't care. But it is a percentage. Don't act like it's 0%. Systemic oppression is 0% the reason why things are going on for a black person in this world. 0%. I don't want to hear nothing about racism, nothing about oppression, nothing about nothing. No. I don't want to hear nothing about you if you don't want to hear nothing about that. Nothing about it? We ain't making it the excuse for everything. We're making it an excuse for something. You know what I'm saying? But so, yeah. But this is a good one, though. Like I said, this next one will be in HD. Respectfully. Like and subscribe, yo.